Meet Natalie. Natalie loves books.
This is your brain on books. Any questions? And this is Angela. She's a very serious jazz singer.
Shooby-dooby-dooby-doop-doop-doo. And sure, we both like to stay informed, but this world sometimes, am I right? You know what we need? 30 minutes of meditation.
Pop culture meditation.
So we're here to remind you.
We get it. You're smart. But right now, take a deep breath and put your books down.
Unique
Angela,
New York.
hi.
Hi, you caught me doing my tongue twister, sorry. Unique New York,
Go ahead.
unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather. Okay, yeah.
Unique New York. What's up? Hi.
I slit the sheet I slit, upon the slitted sheet I sit. Yeah, that's one. That'll trip you up. Hi, how are you?
Great.
Are you feeling good today or?
No,
Not?
not. Scott and I really tied one on last night on date night.
Hey, listen, date
3
night.
martinis.
3 martini Natalie. Woo!
No, I can't.
What
I
kind
don't know
of
who I was pretending to be.
What kind of martinis do you like?
I like a martini, a vodka martini up with a twist.
Oh, nice. That's a very clean drink.
Yeah.
Somebody recently gave me a lemon martini with a twist, and I was like, "Oh, it was like lemon vodka," and
Like
I was like,
limoncello?
"It was like lemon Stoli or something."
Well,
it was good.
Don't get me started on how much I love espresso martinis.
Me too.
Oh my God, they're so good. At the end of the night, I'm like,
so good.
And then I introduced that to Sally in Vegas, and Bruce was like, "Whoa, wait!" And it was like watching Bambi take its first steps.
Yeah.
Sally goes, "Let me try." I was like, "Here, taste this." She's like, "Okay," and she didn't. She goes, "Oh, it was like Christmas morning."
Yeah.
For like a 2-year-old. She was like,
I know.
"What? She goes, "Oh, I like this." And Bruce looked at me and goes, "Thank you."
I know.
She can't do that. I was like,
No.
she can do whatever she wants.
No.
But
Yeah, no. But that's, you don't definitely want to be a pusher woman on your mother. I mean, that's not a good look. So
it's not a bad look. Anyway, all right. So today I wanted to ask you, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. I had a great gig last night. Pimento Tea Room. We had so much fun. I can't talk. I posted a video of myself singing Being Green by Joe Raposo. It's not that easy being green. Mm-hmm. And it was just a sweet gig because it was Frank's and my anniversary. And so we were playing.
It was Kermit's song.
It is Kermit's song. But I also, I just really like the Muppets. And it's interesting that we're talking about that because the person who directed this film that we're talking about is actually Frank Oz, who played Miss Piggy in the Muppets and Grover. So you're welcome.
I did not know that.
For that little bit of trivia. So Natalie, tell the people what we're talking about today.
We're talking about one of the best movies ever made. It's one of the funniest comedies ever made. Mm-hmm. And I love this movie so much that I was allowed to quote it.
Yes.
Because it wasn't me saying the things.
Right.
But I really got on my family's nerves with this movie. It's What About Bob from 1991.
Oh, yes.
Starring Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss.
Yes.
And I want to tell you, this is a genre that I had to Google what all this entailed. It's described as a comedy / farce.
A farce.
Film. So a farce is a like comic dramatic work using my favorite buffoonery and horseplay, and typically including crude characterization and ludicrously improbable situations.
Yeah, and that is like
much like movies like Young Frankenstein, Airplane, Raising Arizona, Austin Powers, of course.
That is right up your street, Natalie.
I love a farce. I did not realize how much I love a comedy farce. It's like my favorite genre.
And you have to be so careful when you say farce.
I thought it was slapstick.
You have to be so careful when you say farce that people don't think you're saying something else, you know?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Arse? Are you British?
Okay.
Take to the bottle much.
Okay. So
anyway, so this movie is a comedy farce. And I love this movie. One, Bill Murray makes me laugh so hard in this movie.
So funny.
And it's so many liners, like so much like quoted. It's so quotable.
Yes.
Richard Dreyfuss is a stress mess. Like he gives me such bad anxiety and he's so hyper. And they had such great chemistry on this movie, but Richard Dreyfuss hated Bill Murray. And he used it to make that movie that much more believable. Bill Murray drove Richard Dreyfuss and a lot of other people nuts.
Yeah, because I can see how he
really
would be
aggressive. He's just very
really annoying,
annoying and aggressive, and like,
yeah.
But Richard Dreyfuss was like, I can't stand you. You're driving me nuts. Keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was making the movie not even just like he wasn't even faking.
Right.
His nervous breakdowns essentially were real. I mean, and it's both. And What About Bob is both Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray individually their favorite movie that they've ever done.
Wow.
And Richard Dreyfuss was in Jaws, for crying out loud. And in Close Encounters.
I know.
Mr. Holland's Popus.
Popus?
I don't know. What's a
Popus? Mr. Holland's Porpoise. Opus. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
That was a great movie.
Snooze. But Bill Murray is like, he was in all the Wes Anderson films, and they still love What About Bob. So, that's like my trivia for What About Bob. But, so the premise of the movie is Bill Murray is Bob Wiley.
Yep.
And he has issues. Mm-hmm. And you start the movie with him talking to his fish, Gil.
Which how much do I love that the goldfish is named Gil?
Gil. Love it.
So funny. Pun
so
right off the bat.
We watch him try to leave his apartment to go to this doctor's appointment to see the psychiatrist, which is Richard Dreyfuss, Dr. Leo Marvin.
Yes. Well, he goes to his first one, and then the first psychiatrist has to
refer him. And then he refers
him.
him and laughs about it. And you understand they're like, so this might be a problem patient.
Yeah.
But this is one of my favorite quotes, but also you're watching him try to get to this first appointment, and he can't get on the elevator. He can't leave the door. He's like, I'm good. He's trying to psych himself up to get out of there. Cause he's got all these phobias. He's just a phobia guy.
Yeah. And I love that he walks out and he goes, I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful. I feel good. I feel great.
You can tell
I feel
he's
wonderful.
Doing all of these tactics that he has been taught by all of these different doctors to try to normalize his life or try to make it easier for himself. But one of the best things,
heart,
you feel sorry for him, one, because of that haircut, and two, he's very endearing.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, bless his heart, until you're like,
and then they're like, okay.
But then you're like, you're scary and aren't okay. But in the meeting with Richard Dreyfuss, Dr. Leo Marvin, their first meeting, he says, Dr. Leo Marvin's like to Bill Murray, are you married? And Bob says, I'm divorced. And Dr. Marvin says, would you like to talk about that? And this is, to this day, stuck with me my whole life because I agree with it. And I'm on the other side of this, but he said, and Bob says, there are two types of people in the world, those who like Neil Diamond and those who do not. My ex-wife loves him. And I'm like, I say that to people all the time because, Sally and I love going to Neil Diamond concerts. Right. We've been to 3 or 4 Neil Diamond concerts. We love Neil Diamond.
Forever in blue jeans, babe. Yeah.
And so that's when Leo Marvin's like, so you got divorced because she likes Neil Diamond? And essentially he's like just staring at the doctor like,
obviously.
Of course. Yeah. Obviously.
Duh.
But that's kind of like where you get this humor that Bob Wiley is just kind of, not to be insensitive, but nuts.
Takes everything very, very literally and knows that he has issues, he goes, to put it simply, the simplest way to put it, I have problems.
I've got problems.
I've got problems.
Sweats, cold sweats. Oh, well, I get dizzy spells, nausea, cold sweats, hot sweats, fever blisters, difficulty breathing, difficulty swallowing, slurred vision, involuntary trembling, dead hands, numb lips, fingernail sensitivity, pelvic discomfort. And Dr. Marvin's like, well, so the real question is, what is this crisis? Like, what are you truly afraid of, Bob? And Bob's like, well, what if my heart stops beating out of nowhere? And I just, and I'm looking for the bathroom and I can't find it and my bladder explodes. I mean, these are thoughts, though, that I have thoughts like that sometimes, but it's not making me not leave my house.
I believe but nowadays those are called intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, I call them bad thinks.
Bad thinks. Yes, bad thinks. I think we've all had some bad thinks in our time.
Bad thinks. You gotta recognize those.
Yeah,
but
you gotta nip them in the bud.
Dr. Leo Marvin has written this book. It's called Baby Steps, and he's promoting this book. He's about to start his vacation. He meets Bob. He's like, "Great, here's this book for you. Read this and we'll get back together when I come back from vacation." And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, baby steps.
Yeah.
He's like, that's right, Bob, baby steps. And so Bob literally, as he's very literal, baby steps to the elevator, baby steps to the bus, baby steps. He's like, baby steps. I mean, it's so good. And then he freaks out because Dr. Marvin goes on vacation to Lake Winnipesaukee.
Yep.
With his family.
Yeah.
And Bob can't get a hold of him. So we watch Bob melt down trying to get a hold of him and then pretend to be a detective to figure out where to the medical exchange to figure out where Dr. Marvin's lake house is where he's vacationing so he can go talk to him.
Yeah.
That's when all the chaos ensues.
Yes.
He goes to the lake. The Leo's family loves Bob. They're like, what's wrong with why do you not like Bob? So it's like the best gaslighting you've seen in this movie. Like Bob is just like, I'm fine. I'm just like a normal, nice guy. Well, he's absolutely off his rocker, violating all these boundaries. It's illegal what he's doing. But the family's like, can Bob stay for dinner?
We love Bob.
And he's like, is this hand shucked corn? And he's eating this corn. He's like, and this is what I used to do this at the table too, till and then it might get enough and enough is enough. And I'm like, like every bite Bob took was like,
I could just see you.
I did that, especially with the corn. Especially with corn.
God, Natalie.
And I'd be like, like you take a bite of a roll. Oh, have you tried this? Oh. And I would always do it also when it was a meal I didn't like. That was a big one.
Yeah.
Lima beans.
Well, I'm going to keep that in mind next time I cook for you. But
I like your food.
Yeah,
I like my mom's food, but I didn't love lima beans.
There are some things that you have told me that you have eaten at your parents' house that you didn't like, but we don't have to put that on blast right now. But anyway.
Okay. But anyway, and also the way he gets out there, he fakes his own suicide. He tells like Dr. Marvin thinks Bob's killed himself. And he's like, well, let's not let that ruin our vacation.
Right.
So, okay.
Right.
And then all this stuff happens like with him learning how to swim because he doesn't know how to swim. And Dr. Marvin just throws him in the lake, and he bonds with Dr. Marvin's children. Dr. Marvin's being interviewed for Good Morning America.
Oh,
and then Bob is on the interview with him. He's really disrupting Dr. Marvin's life. And Richard Dreyfuss plays this perfectly. He is so pissed. He's losing his shit. He is losing. He's unhinged.
Yes, he's unhinged.
Because Bob keeps infiltrating his life.
Right.
And it gets to where, and then here comes the, slapsticky things where, Dr. Marvin wants to kill Bob because he won't go away. Right. He tries to get rid of him lots and lots and lots. He puts him in a car. He's like, he won't go away. Yeah. And Bob's like, I'll go away. He's like, no, you won't. So he straps a bomb on him. He tries to throw him out of a moving car. I mean, it doesn't stop. And then
will stop Bob.
It won't stop. And then Bob hooks up with Leo's sister. Yeah. It's never going to stop. And it gets to the point where this man, Bob Wiley, turns this profound psychiatrist, Dr. Leo Marvin, into a catatonic state where he can't walk or talk because Bob has driven him absolutely bonkers
to the edge of insanity.
Yes. And that's the movie. And that's the movie is it's just absolutely brilliant. And it's never not funny.
I know.
It's never not funny.
My favorite part was when Bill Murray so Richard Dreyfuss is obviously just he's cracking up it's something's bad, and the doctors are like, he's in the hospital and they're like, we're going to give him something to calm him down, and Bill Murray is like, oh, really, do you really think that you should give him this, or should we
you think lithium? I was thinking another pill, and they're like, oh, actually good idea.
Oh, actually good idea, Bob. And Bob just
I'm going to rewrite that prescription.
It's so funny.
It's Bob fits in every situation in this movie in every way. And it's how does he find his way to even be considered a specialist of prescription, which psychiatric drugs people should take. Yeah. And Leo Marvin can hear this and he's like, that's my thing. What about me? I mean, he can't, it's just, he's lost it.
I know. And
he can't win for losing.
He can't win for losing, this guy. And I love that.
And he's shamed for wanting to have boundaries with this patient by his family.
They're everybody in the family is
asshole.
like, God, your dad, you're such a jerk. So let's talk about Julie Haggerty. This is not our chick stop, but I do want to talk about Julie Haggerty. I have somebody else for the chick stop that we're going to talk about. But Julie Haggerty, plays his wife, and Julie Haggerty is so fantastic. She was the one who was in Airplane. She was
another farce
comedy. She was like the face to me of like oh, well, don't you think that Bob should be here too?
What about Bob, honey?
What about Bob,
what
honey?
About Bob?
And she plays the most perfect, like demure mom of the 70s and 80s that ever existed.
Just
like,
also
perfectly
like
cast.
Flighty, like Shelley Duvall was thought of in this role.
Yeah.
Robin Williams was thought of playing
oh God, can
Bob.
you even imagine if he would have been off the rails?
We would have died. My heart would have popped out, like exploded out of my chest.
Yeah.
But she was like the perfect, like doe-eyed, silly, but really well delivery, like good delivery of like dumb jokes. Like she's really good for slapstick.
She's good in these roles. She's absolutely
a good
perfect
actress.
And that's why I feel like too, it's like always the thing of like, you know what? Pigeonhole yourself. Definitely be pigeonholed in Hollywood because you'll get so many good roles, you know?
You will always work.
Yeah, you'll always work. Like you're going to have that.
Get Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I know.
You're never not going to have a job.
You're going to like, yeah, like, I mean, freak.
You can't
I just said freak
character actors.
Of fuck. I just said freak instead of fuck. Sorry, Darren.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I know.
Oh, you're so cute.
I know. Gosh. Anyway.
Nerd alert.
Okay. So anyway, I just love Julie Haggerty. whenever she's in anything, it also because it just reminds me of Airplane so much.
Yes.
And she's just, anyway. So Natalie, actually, this might be a good time so a couple things. First of all, what is your favorite part of What About Bob? In general, like what's your favorite like overall thing?
The first 30 minutes.
Yeah, the first 30 minutes.
The first 30 minutes, the whole
setup.
Intro, the setup, the interview with Dr. Marvin, where he's like, "Why are you divorced?"
Yeah.
Well, there are two kinds of people in this world: those who like Neil Diamond and those who don't.
And
my ex-wife loved him.
How do you?
And it's like deadpan face, like he's like, "Okay," he's like, "Yeah, well, and next."
And on that note, we'll be right back. Friends, here's a little secret. We are sponsored by Laser Care Skin Clinic of Little Rock, Arkansas. And did you know that people from all over the country travel to Laser Care to get services and treatments by Dr. Bruce Sanderson and Natalie C. Sanderson Jones? It's because they trust the excellent service they receive at Laser Care. Laser Care specializes in all manner of popular cutting-edge and effective skin treatments, including Botox and other fillers, body contouring, tattoo removal, microneedling, and ultrasound skin tightening, just to name a few. Dr. Bruce Sanderson is known in the industry as a talented artist, making you look totally refreshed without any of that scary, overfilled look. And if you're a listener of Put Your Books Down, you know that Natalie C. Sanderson Jones is the licensed esthetician who always provides excellent care in a clean, safe, and private experience. Lynn Haley is the dynamo at Laser Care who makes it all work, so give her a call at 501-664-5119 and book a free consultation today. Call Laser Care Skin Clinic at 501-664-5119 and book a free consultation. Because wasn't it Mae West who said, "You're never too old to become younger"? Laser Care Skin Clinic.
And back to the show. Like, the whole first 30 minutes had me, I could watch that over and over and over again.
Yeah, and you probably have.
When Dr. Leo Marvin starts unraveling, it's hard. It's like one eye covered. Like
it is.
Oh no!
It
just makes you. It makes you so nervous because this guy's life is being ruined.
Yes,
and Bob is this just like psychopath who's winning.
And what about the son? Like their
that guy,
Leo's son,
Siggy.
Yeah,
the kids are named Sigmund, and the other one,
the daughter.
Anyway, the daughter.
I know.
The son was in Hook. He was the nerd in Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh my gosh.
Has that iconic Guns N' Roses scene, where he sings Take Me Down to Paradise City.
Take me down to Paradise
City. He's like
the
nerd, and there he's like trying to set up the jocks that bullied him. You don't remember Can't Hardly Wait?
I don't remember that movie. I don't think I've ever seen it.
So, oh my God.
I'm sorry. This is where Natalie is like, Angela, This is where you need to do a little bit of homework, and you need to come prepared to this podcast.
I love Can't Hardly Wait.
Okay,
I need to. He's really good in it, but he was like a kid actor that I guess he didn't get braces.
Okay, this is now I have somebody very special for our chick stop that I want to talk about right now. Are you ready? Okay, do it with me. Chick, 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 yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk for a moment about Catherine Urbe. Urbe? Catherine Urbe. Kate, as you know her. Have we talked about her before on this podcast? I feel like maybe we have. She plays the daughter.
I like to keep our friendship private.
Okay. She plays the daughter on What About Bob? And when you first see her, I was like,
Law and Order. Criminal Intent.
She is on Law and Order Criminal Intent, which Frank and I have watched ad nauseum. We have watched every single episode of that show.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
I know. Sorry, he's got his head tilted to the side. Ooh, I think that, wasn't it? Aren't you the one?
Where were you?
But so that would make sense that you would have not liked that, right? So I'm assuming that if you would have liked it, you wouldn't have done that, right?
The pecker got picked, pal. You know? They always have those like...
Exactly. Some little zinger. Exactly.
I mean, it's usually iced tea.
Yeah. He's
you
on...
need to tell me
but he's
that
on,
man put
he's
his,
on SVU.
He put his pecker... I know, but he says stuff like, it's always like, you're going to tell me that guy put his pecker in the washing machine? Like, it's always the most bizarre thing.
It always is.
It's always pecker.
But so Catherine Urbe lived in your neighborhood in Brooklyn.
She was Buffy's neighbor.
She was one of your best friend's neighbor, also your boss's neighbor.
Yeah.
And so you would go over there or something?
Well, I did once.
Okay.
One time.
Right. I think we talked about this on the podcast already, maybe.
We'd see Kate in the hall, and I'd say hi. And I did get to go over there with Buffy one time.
So they're in the same building? They lived in the same building?
Same building, same floor.
Okay, gotcha.
In Cobble Hill.
Yeah, right. And so...
over by Brooklyn Park.
Right.
Brooklyn Bridge Park. Yeah, she was super adorbs.
Yeah.
And there was one time, and I think she caught... I mean, I was really trying to be quiet, but we had been drinking wine like a lot. And we were like, we went by there. She had a kid that was Joey's age. I believe it was like close to age. Anyway, and I couldn't help myself. And I'd already said hi to her and met her a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I just started, we were real into the Squeedle then. Yeah. That was during prime Squeedling days.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So I think I was like, oh, no, Squeedle. And I didn't, and I think it wasn't enough to where she was like, offended,
right?
But it was enough where she was like, like she was like, oh, I was like, square. I mean, I was like just real subtle with it, but she knew what I was doing, and she laughed.
When I do things like that, I end up feeling like the biggest turd burglar on earth.
Well, that's a horrible word. I did feel like a douchebag. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I shamelessly. I knew I was going to feel like a douchebag. I did feel like a douchebag, but it was so subtle that I was like, I can always deny it. I was like, I wasn't doing that. Get over yourself, Kate.
I feel like I would go all in though, and just
be like, you couldn't have done it subtly. You would have been.
There's no subtlety whatsoever.
You would have every time you left the room and went to a different room, you'd be like, gong gong, like. You would have gone
exactly. I don't think I would have been able to handle it.
Like, hey, Kate, where's Detective Stabler? Wrong show, JK, I know. I mean, you would have done something like that.
I know.
You would have been very clear.
I know.
That you know what TV program she was from.
This is why I was not good in corporate America, because I would always make these jokes. Like, remember I used to call... I don't want to talk about it, but I used to call Godiva something else besides Godiva. And people didn't think it was very funny, and I thought it was hilarious. And
I can't remember what it was.
Godiva.
Oh, that was so good. You did call it that.
I know. It was so dumb. And every time
it's not dumb, but it was like, I remember the first time I heard you say it, I was like, did she just say?
Yeah.
I was like, well, that was the first part. I was like, God, I don't remember. I don't think I've ever heard someone in real life say the word.
Everybody,
I think I've seen that on
it was
South
Diva.
Park.
Diva, okay? Diva.
So
Diva.
yeah,
I work
that's what
for
Angela
Diva.
called Godiva.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
I called it Godolva because that's how Bruce pronounced it. I wasn't
Godolva.
making a joke. He's like, Natalie works for Godolva. Really cute.
Natalie, those were the days.
But Angela was really good at making fun jokes when she would be passing out all of the like meeting notes and like before we'd have like presentations, we had many meetings with many presentations.
So many.
And Angela was like in charge of like what all we were going to do, the talking points and stuff. And it was like a little mini stand up before everyone when she's just handing out our papers that we need. She's like, here you go. There you go. Good night, Mike. Here you go, baby. I mean, like just any shtick that she could work in there, she did.
I was not good in the corporate world.
We were absolutely we were separated many times in meetings, like no doubt.
We were talked to about our behavior
in our cubes. We shared a cubicle wall.
Yes.
And they knew we weren't working because they could hear both of us laughing. And when Angela and I get that way, everyone sees that TikTok or that Instagram of like best friends wheezing where they're laughing. That is me and Angela, and we can't ever get it back. And we would be wheezing because we made ourselves laugh so much on chat. We were in chat.
We weren't talking about people. We were just talking about stupid things, and we were making each other laugh.
We weren't being mean at all.
We were not being mean girls.
Matter. We were not working, no. But I would get talked to like, hey. You need to have this by the end of the day. I'm like, no doubt. Hold on 1 second. And then Angela and I are just we could not stop cutting up. But and then impossible. People kept dropping off from working there, and man, our plates got full of real work.
Real work suddenly started happening.
I was not qualified to do, but I did. I did.
Exactly. Me too.
Sure did. Yeah, we did it.
Hey, man. But anyway, you know what? Those were the days, girlfriend. Those were the days.
But I'm so glad that we got to watch Kate. And she was 26 when she shot this movie, and she's playing a teenager.
Yes,
she's 26 years old.
She looks.
And the mom,
Julie Haggerty.
Yeah, she was only 10 years older than the daughter when they made this movie. I mean,
you can tell in What About Bob that she's older than she is.
She has smile lines.
Yeah, she's
supposed to be 15.
Yeah, she's adorable. Her voice is exactly the same. She's in bigger than a minute, right? She's a tiny little girl.
She's a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
You put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Great bangs.
Yes. Fabulous bangs.
But yeah, that is
anyway.
That's our Kate.
That's our Kate story.
Miss you, Kate.
Miss you, Kate. So anywho, What About Bob? Great flick. I think people should go watch it if they have not seen it in a while. It's definitely one of those ones where you sit on the couch, it holds up, and it's like a good Sunday afternoon, just like if you're braising something and you're drinking a glass of red wine from your little wine store in Holly Springs, and you just
Trader Joe's.
I got a really good bottle of wine from Trader Joe's the other day. It was a Chablis.
I told them I wanted mine was a blend, and I said I really love I loved this Chianti that had this like, dark cherry taste to it. It's dry, not sweet.
Yeah.
She was like, and her name was Jewel, and she was an older lady, and she was like Jewel, and she was like, I thought you were gonna give me a challenge. Come with me. And I followed her and her headset over to the wine. She was the Trader Joe's sommelier.
She had a headset.
She showed me. She was like, "Here you go. Might as well get two." I was like, "Hey, Jewel, I do what you say. All right, lady. Why don't you put two in that basket right there, Missy?"
Sometimes I want to work at Trader Joe's. Sometimes I just do.
Nice.
They're so nice.
I actually hang out there.
Do you think that they're supposed to like? Do you ever get flirted with by the people at Trader Joe's, like in line, like the people who there was like, hey, so
the really nice people?
They're like, what are you making tonight? Yeah, have you tried the snacky clusters yet? Like they're real. Oh, by the way,
they're paid to do that.
Oh, I thought I was just getting flirted with. Okay, well, never mind. Forget it.
They don't all have to do that.
I thought I still got it.
Listen. If you've never not had it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, you got it. But I thought that too. And then I was like, remember what I did? Remember?
No.
We got a Trader Joe's in Arkansas. And Collins, my brother-in-law, was Trader Joe's lawyer. Like
I don't think I
for
knew
all those
this.
lawsuits.
I don't think I know
all
this
companies
story.
have. Well, he's not doing that anymore, but he was at one point. So I would always know like what kind of peanut brittle to get, and like there are lawsuits for peanut butter cups and stuff.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just like it's real. Like someone has to do it. So Collins would do it, and so when we first got the Trader Joe's here, like Collins was the one that told them Little Rock, Arkansas needs a Trader Joe's. So
right.
Okay,
yeah.
And this is a lesson I hope that people will make use of also. Know when to shut up. And I have a problem also not knowing when to stop and putting my foot in my mouth. Okay. Because I get nervous. It's like when I tell a stranger after I've done a treatment, love you. Like I don't love you. I just don't know what to say to you and to say goodbye because you're standing there and I'm standing there and you're not walking away. And so I'm like, all right, love you. Bye. I don't know. Get out of here.
It's like when you're talking to your boss on the phone and you're like, okay, talk to you later.
Right.
Love you. Bye.
Right, love you. Mean it. Bye.
Yeah.
But you can't go back. So the woman, this older woman was checking me out and I was like, do you like it here?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, it's fine. She wasn't like extra, chatty.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you can thank my brother-in-law for this job you got because, because he's Trader Joe's lawyer and he's got this put here. So God. Really, he got you your job.
Oh my God.
And Natalie. She stared at me, just not a fake laugh. It was like immediate sweat beads just dropping down my face.
Oh.
And she just looked at me like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I just was like, anyway, I was like, well, I probably, that sounded, I was like, not what I meant to say. I was like, that's not how I meant that. And she wouldn't speak. And I was like, and we had just started. And I was like, that's not what I meant. That's not how I said it.
Right.
That's not what I meant to say. I was like, also, I'm sorry I said that. And she just goes, thank you. I was like, okay.
Oh, Natalie.
So I didn't go back for a year and a half.
Oh, of course you didn't go back for a year and a half. No, you couldn't show your face.
All the time, but she doesn't work there anymore, I don't think.
Okay,
and I'm there all the time, and I don't talk like that to people.
Now you can that's good. You've grown.
I was like, basically, you can thank me for your job. What the hell
Natalie,
is wrong with me?
Don't keep saying it, okay?
Well,
please don't keep saying it over and over and over. You are accountable for it. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
That might have been a little over the edge with the
know when to fold them, people.
Yeah, and that goes.
I'm talking to myself,
and that goes back to Bob. I mean, it's like if we're going to take it back around to what about Bob? I mean, Bob needed to know when to fold them, and frankly, he just didn't.
Bob needed to know when to stop.
He just didn't. He just kept going.
You know what? He never
and
really
going.
had any consequences.
No, he never had any consequences.
Almost getting murdered, but not really. And you know who got the consequences? Dr. Leo Marvin.
Yeah, and their house blows up at the end, and that's the end of that.
And he's in a catatonic state and loses it. I mean, like he's the loser, and he wasn't the bad guy.
Right.
He becomes the bad guy because he wants to kill Bob because Bob's driving him nuts.
See, people can drive you to the point of making you think you're the one who's crazy.
Yeah.
But actually, we all know who it was.
Well, he became crazy.
It was Bob.
Bob was fucking nuts.
I want to get him crazy.
But Bob won.
Yeah, Bob won in the end.
Bob won.
Oh, sometimes
he
that's
also
what
married
happens.
his sister. He wins.
Yeah, he does. So anyway, Natalie, I think everybody should just go watch What About Bob? And,
it holds up. It's so fun. It's really funny. It's so quotable. You'll love it.
You'll love it. It's out there. It's on Prime.
You can rent it on Apple. You can rent it on Prime. Yeah, you can rent it on YouTube.
I do think Bill Murray. I think Bill Murray could do with some microneedling.
But SNL much? Can you imagine how much picanha has been up those nostrils?
Oh, I know.
It's like, I'm wondering if that's why his hair got so bad. I mean, his hair in this movie is...
It is a thing to behold.
It's something.
It is a mullet to end all mullets.
It's like a Muppet mullet.
It is.
It's not even...
It is. And right back around to Muppets, too. Frank Oz, thank you for directing this. By the way,
you love a Muppet.
Yep, I do. I do. Okay, sorry, that was uncomfortable.
My girlfriends, we all have nicknames, and they call me Animal.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah,
that tracks. I mean, my favorite Muppet is Miss Piggy. So
I'm aware.
Yeah.
But I'm Animal because, first of all, that is what my hair looks like when I wake up.
Oh, yeah.
And I go to Pilates like that.
That is true.
Okay.
I have seen that hair.
And, when I don't like to talk in the morning. So it's like, it's like, that's me. Ask Scott.
Oh no, I don't have to ask.
I don't win the sweetheart award in the mornings, to tell you what. Especially when he goes to work at like 5:30 in the morning. I'm like,
yeah. But he does bring
juice.
He
Give
brings
me Coca-Cola.
He brings you juice in the morning, right?
Sometimes.
Yes, you know what Frank has started doing, just so I can brag since it's my anniversary today? Frank brings me a cup of coffee every single day in bed. Exactly how I like it.
That's really nice.
Can
Scott
you
does
even
that sometimes, not every day. But
how lucky am I? I'm the luckiest lady on earth.
She shoots, she scores.
Shout out to Frank. Anyway, okay. That's it, Natalie. I gotta go make a braise. I love you.
I love you too.
I hope that you have a great week. I hope that you feel better. Keep those.
I feel better already.
Good.
Alcohol cures everything.
Get you.
It turns all your bad feelings into good ones.
I think I want some of that alcohol.
I think I want to try some of that alcohol.
You stay away from that, Dewey.
You don't want no part of this, Dewey. Have we not done Walk Hard?
We have not, but I don't think we can. It's so rife with so much inappropriateness. I don't think we should. But man, there are some good lines.
I guess we can't do Tropic Thunder.
I think we really need.
Shame.
I think we need to talk about scenes from Dewey Cox, but not all of the whole.
Let's do it.
So good. It's so good. It's so good. I quote it all the time.
Make us feel good.
Yeah. Anyway,
Paul Rudd and the Beatles.
Natalie, I know it's so good. Anyway. Another topic, another time.
Oh, right. You gotta go braise.
Another opening, another show. Okay. So anyway,
pour some braising on you.
Exactly.
Your t-shirt's really giving me.
Yeah. I'm giving you a lot of
rock band.
Yes.
Groupie.
It's a lot right now. Yeah. It's a lot.
Pumping.
On that note, what I have to say to you is, Natalie, namaste, feeling good, feeling great, and feeling wonderful.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Angela, I'm going to say to you, namaste, a Neil Diamond fan.
Yes! Forever in blue jeans, babe.
Yeah.
Money talks, but it can't sing and dance and it can't walk. As long as I can have you here with me, I'd much rather be forever in blue jeans, babe.
Also, Google the Will Ferrell Saturday Night Live Neil Diamond sketch.
Too good.
It's too good.
All right.
This song reminds me of the time I killed a drifter to get an erection.
Okay. And on that note, everybody, have a great week.
Have a great week.
See you next week.
Thanks for listening.
See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Oh, love you. Bye.
Bye. Now, isn't that better? Thanks for listening. Feel free to leave us a review and be sure to subscribe wherever you get your shows. Put Your Books Down is produced by ClantonCreative.com.